Cody was screwed. We want Cody. This is let me see. I got it right. Yeah, we want hashtag we want Cody. This is a reaction. I don't feel any. I don't like Cody. I don't hate him because he hasn't got there yet, but I don't like him.
Fitness, you'll get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this? This is better.
Join the judgment-free zone today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for $1 down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, February 16th.
So I can take all these trips because Priceline has all these amazing deals. And that's when I said, deal!
And
on your right is our Infinity Deal Pool.
I am the deals. The deals are me.
Go to your happy price, Priceline.
Just took that from Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes had to then relinquish his opportunity to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. There has been a lot of fan backlash, especially over on Twitter when we have hashtag we want Cody. A lot of people are coming out in support of Cody, and a lot of people are really upset with The Rock coming in and using his creative power to influence the outcome of WrestleMania. This is something that is not new in the wrestling world. Unfortunately, a lot of people are comparing him to Hulk Hogan. I do have a Bash at the Beach feeling when it comes to this, so I just kind of want to break down all the behind the scenes stuff that people might not be aware of what's going on, because a lot of people think, oh well, The Rock didn't ask to do this. That's not entirely true. The Rock pushed himself into the main event. Triple H, Paul Levesque, who's now in charge of creative, has no creative control over The Rock. He's basically pulling his creative control card, much like Hulk Hogan did in WCW back at Bash at the Beach when Vince Russo wanted to put the title on Booker T. He wanted Booker T to go over on Jeff Jarrett, but Hulk Hogan said, no, brother, that's not going to happen. And it became a whole thing, and it was just crazy. And it has a much, much similar feeling. So if you guys aren't aware, this man has a lot of allegations when it comes to sex trafficking, sexual assault, possible rape. And not only Vince McMahon, but a lot of people in WWE is now under the microscope of federal law. And there's a whole thing going on. And TKO, to kind of combat this and kind of get in front of this, they brought The Rock on board of the WWE Board of Executives. So The Rock is part of that board. Since The Rock has been there, he brought back his daughter, who was also released. WWE released his daughter, probably because she wasn't that good. I don't know. But The Rock came in, first thing he did, brought his daughter back, put her back in NXT. So already he kind of used his control to manipulate the stuff that already has happened, brought his daughter back into WWE, and now he's forcing himself into the main event at WrestleMania. Now, this was a story that Cody has been trying to tell for the past 2 years. There's been a 2-year build-up before Cody versus Roman, and it was the whole reason for Cody to even come back to WWE was to tell this story. They did an entire documentary on this thing, and again, Cody fell short last year because they wanted to take another year to just build this story out even more, where Cody has everything stacked against him and he's got to claw himself to the top. And then when all this is happening, the allegations with Vince McMahon happened, and now The Rock wants to get in, put in the main event of WrestleMania. To me, I feel like this is extremely unfair. The Rock should be putting over younger talent. It shouldn't be at the expense of younger talent. And that's the problem I have, is The Rock is doing the same thing here that he did in the movie universe. When he went to Warner Brothers and he went to the higher ups at Warner Brothers and say, I want to be the face of the DC. I want this Black Adam character. I want to bring Henry Cavill back and do all this stuff. And he wanted everything to center around him. He refused the cameo in Shazam, even though his character was based off a Shazam character. He just didn't want to play ball. He wanted to do everything his way. Now he's doing the same thing in the expense of Cody Rhodes, and people aren't happy about that. I, for one, am not happy about that. This man he fought and he clawed and he did everything that he possibly could do to earn the right to win that title at WrestleMania in front of the biggest crowd possible. And then you have someone who's like The Rock, who is way out of his prime. He's still a draw. I'm not gonna say he's not a draw, but he's way out of his prime, and now he's taking the spotlight off of younger talent, and that is the problem. that a lot of people aren't seeing. I think a lot of people agree with me, like you said, like I said. There's a whole movement on Twitter, hashtag We Want Cody. It's an entire movement on Twitter where people want Cody. So I'm not entirely by myself when I'm talking about this kind of topic. I'm not saying The Rock shouldn't be involved in WrestleMania. The Rock should 100% be involved in WrestleMania if he wants to be, right? If he wants to be a special enforcer, much like Mike Tyson was back at WrestleMania 14 when Austin versus Michaels. If he wants to be a special enforcer for the Cody versus Roman match, fine, that's great. That's a good way to keep the bloodline in check and not have them interfere in the match. But to take that match away from Cody, that is absolutely ludicrous. It's absolutely 100% ludicrous. And The Rock should be ashamed of himself for even putting the company and talent like Cody Rhodes and Roman in this situation. It's absolutely 100% ludicrous. Frightful.com kind of reported that creative didn't want nothing to do with this. That they 100% didn't want nothing to do with this. They wanted that Cody versus Roman match, but their hands are tied because The Rock has creative control. And he's pulling the Hulk Hogan card. And I see a couple people defending, The Rock here, probably because they're big fans of The Rock. And that's fine. You can be big fans of someone and still think what they're doing is awful. Because a lot of people are like, well, Cody can just win the title at Madison Square Garden. Or Cody can just win the title at WrestleMania. I say the same thing about The Rock. Well, The Rock could just wrestle at Crown Jewel. Or The Rock could just wrestle Roman at SummerSlam. Why does The Rock have to take away Cody's moment in order to push himself above and beyond? That is not for the benefit of the company. This is the benefit of The Rock. Don't twist my words. The Rock is the one benefiting from this, not Cody. He's not benefiting the younger guys whatsoever. He's putting himself over at the expense of the company, of younger talent, and everyone who busted their butt for the past 2 years to tell this story. And this isn't the first time he's done it. He's done it to CM Punk. He's done it in the movie universe. And this is kind of selfish of The Rock. And he needs to fix it. You can see the pain on Cody's face when he is confronted by The Rock. And The Rock is kind of hugging him and he's telling him something in his ear and all this stuff. Like, it's absolute, like this is the main event we should be getting. This is the main event we should be getting on night 2. Not the main event with The Rock versus Roman. I do believe there is a story to tell between Rock versus Roman. I believe there is a story to tell. Not right now. No, maybe next year at WrestleMania. Maybe SummerSlam. Maybe Crown Jewel. Not right now. This is the main event we all deserve right now. This is the main event we have been leading to all year. Since the day after WrestleMania last year, we have been building back to this moment. And for The Rock to come out here and do what he did, I think is absolutely selfish, and he should be ashamed of himself. Anyone defending him, you're not looking at the bigger picture here. I'm not saying The Rock ain't gonna draw money, but he shouldn't draw money in dispense of younger talent and pushing over other people. And the fact that the entire creative team is against it and their hands are tied because he's pulling his creative control power, that's even disgraceful. But that's just my thoughts on it. I'm absolutely sickened by this, but we have more reports that creative is not behind it.
All right. This old guy doesn't know what he's talking about.